Good morning, children. So let us continue with the yesterday's explanation. Yesterday we have started our transportation chapter and we have seen transportation in plants, and today we are going to see transportation system in animals. So children, all living organism needs energy for their daily life activities. You all know this, and they get this all energy from their food. So whatever food we are taking in from our mouth is getting digested by our digestive organs, and whatever the nutrients is there is circulated to all the parts of the body. And then last, the waste materials are transported to the excretory organs, which works is to remove out from the body. In the same way, all organs of the body require oxygen also for respiration, and carbon dioxide produced during the time of respiration is eliminated out of the body. So it should be removed necessarily, because harmful waste, if it will accumulate inside the body, will get various types of disease. So let us see whether this transportation takes place in the same way for all living organism or different methods are adopted for this. So this diagram you are seeing is heart and blood circulatory system. So we all know that blood is a connective tissue and it is not merely a fluid. If we spread a drop of blood on a slide and observe it under a microscope, we'll see many particles in it. Okay, so there are mainly three types of blood cells. They are red blood cells, white blood cells and platelets. The diagram which you are seeing in your screen is red blood cells. These cells are red in color, small in size and are very large in number. They impart the red color to the blood. The red color of the red blood cells is due to the presence of a pigment called hemoglobin. If the number of blood cells in the body is high, then it can absorb more oxygen. That is why we are saying to increase our and quality of our blood, so that it can be absorb more oxygen and will helpful for our body. Next is white blood corpuscles or white blood cells. These cells are colorless. You can see in this picture, these are colorless and big in size and less in number. Okay, if bacteria, virus or any other external materials enters our body, the white blood cells destroys them, and actually they are called the policeman or the fighterman of our body. These are the white blood cells. They helps in fighting or protecting our body from various other foreign particles or viruses. Okay, next type of cells is platelets. You are seeing this in the screen. You would have seen that when we are injured, blood starts to flow. If the blood drop falls on the floor, then it clots after some times. In the same way, blood clots on the wound. The reason behind the clotting of blood is the presence of platelets. They are also a type of cells and are less in number as compared to red blood cells. So children, what is the work of platelet? Is to form clot. If clot will not form, will you imagine what will happen if suddenly you will get a little prick by a pin? If sudden little injury you will get in your skin, all the blood will flow out from that if clot will not form. So platelets is very essential for our body. Okay. Now children, in the so many previous classes we have studied about heart, veins and arteries. So heart is the main part of the transportation system. Oxygenated blood flows out of the heart through arteries. As the branches of arteries spread in the tissue, they become narrower and thinner, and they are known as blood capillaries. Okay, and actually this capillaries joins together to form thicker pipes which are known as veins, and veins transport deoxygenated blood from various parts of the body to heart. Okay, this is very important. And now you are going to see difference between arteries and veins. So arteries are thick walled and veins are thin walled. Arteries have no valves and veins have valves. Arteries carry oxygenated blood except pulmonary artery, and veins carry deoxygenated blood except pulmonary vein. The more elaborated explanation of this you will get in later. So this is our heart, and you all know that heart is towards the left side of our chest cavity. The size of heart is nearly equal to the closed fist. Okay, a double layered membrane covers the heart. In between these two membranes there is a liquid which protects the heart from shock or accident. Okay, now you are going to see external structure of our heart. So this is the heart. Heart is made up of cardiac muscles and works continuously from birth to till death. It is divided into two parts by a muscular septum, and each part is again divided into two parts. The upper two parts is known as auricle or atria, and the lower one is called ventricles. Okay. Deoxygenated blood coming from lungs is collected in the left ventricle. You can see in this picture where is the left ventricle, and is circulated to all the body parts through arteries. Deoxygenated blood from the whole body is collected in the atrium through veins and is again transported to the lungs for oxygenation. Okay, this is the internal structure of our heart. Once again I am saying oxygenated blood coming from lungs is collected in the left ventricle and is circulated to all the parts of the body through arteries. Deoxygenated blood from the whole body is collected in the atrium through veins and is again transported to the lungs for oxygenation. This is the work of our heart. Okay, so pressure of blood in the arteries is called blood pressure, and heart is made up of cardiac muscles which work continuously. Okay, so here we finishes our chapter. Next class you are going to get the question answers of this. Till the time, thank you.